let's put on a show! Okay.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most notable details, Easter eggs, missable canon, and/or sly references you may not have noticed while watching Bluey.
That is a question. Question.
Number 10, the opening credits. Any fan of Bluey will quickly recognize its theme song. More observant viewers, for their part, might pick up on the fact that adult characters can sometimes be heard humming the catchy tune.
Ooh.
What people are less likely to realize, however, is that during the opening sequence, the healers are playing a game of musical statues.
Ooh, this is tough.
Sorry for the hold-up, folks. We just have to check on some musical statues. Sit tight.
Rules are that participants must freeze when the music stops. The first to move is eliminated. Typically, Chilli loses first and Bluey is deemed the winner. However, Bingo has surprised everyone by beating her older sister in the past.
Bluey! Bingo!
Number 9, Stranger Things talk.
Well, I'm still an enthusiast. I go along, have a go at it.
The Australian family show covertly speaks to its older audience members by sprinkling in snippets of realistic adult conversation about topics ranging from politics to pop culture.
Trampolines had no nets. Your mum wrote your name on everything. BMX seats were high. Music was on cassettes. And skids were big.
In one episode, Chilli and Pom Pom's mom can be heard alluding to another popular series.
Oh, I hope they're bringing back for season 4. Yeah, they do. Haven't you seen the trailer? No? What trailer? He's in Russia or something.
Since they don't mention its name, it's easy for the sneaky Stranger Things mention to fly under the radar. But fans of the Netflix sensation who listen attentively can pick up on the fact that the women are speaking about the From Russia with Love teaser trailer. It makes us wonder, in the Bluey universe, are the Stranger Things characters anthropomorphic dogs? If so, what breeds are they? Hopper seems like a Rottweiler to us. Number 8, background art.
I need to see it!
You can tell a lot about the characters in Bluey by their home decorations. Oftentimes, pictures of friends, family members, and famous people can be seen framed and/or pinned up on walls. For instance, a drawing of Bluey and her friend Jean-Luc can be spotted in the show. Meanwhile, Uncle Rad's existence was confirmed photographically before we ever officially met him.
Hi, Uncle Ray. Where is he?
How you doing, Bluey?
I'm Bingo!
The healers also have a framed, signed photo of the Wiggles in their possession. This not only makes sense in a house with 2 kids, but also serves as a source of inspiration during a game of restaurant with Granddad.
Oh, great! Is this my house?
No, it's not your house.
Oh, right. Well, whose is it?
It's theirs.
Did we mention the group's leader, Anthony Field, is the voice of both Rusty's dad and the Postie?
But look, as you grow up, you'll face harder things than a cricket ball.
Number 7, guest stars.
You look just like you. I brought you some presents.
It takes a keen ear and a good memory to pick up on the famous guest stars that can be heard in various Bluey episodes. We've talked about the Wiggles' Anthony Field, but there are many others that initially eluded us. For instance, the voices of A-list celebrities like Rose Byrne, Natalie Portman, and Eva Mendes are harder to place. Yet Byrne is Chilli's sister Brandy, Portman is a documentary narrator, and Mendes is a yoga instructor.
Lean forward and raise that right leg off the ground.
Oh, you got no chance, love.
Meanwhile, multi-hyphenate star Lin-Manuel Miranda has a voice we thought we'd never forget, but even we have a difficult time recognizing him as Major Tom.
As well, we saw this gorgeous clip of you watching your episode of Bluey with the team behind the show. What was that like to be working with such an iconic Aussie show?
Oh, it's so exciting,
Now that we know what to listen for, though, we have an easier time appreciating the fun celebrity guests bring to the cartoon.
In Winton, Old MacDonald does have a horse, but she was on holiday when they wrote the book.
Number 6, Bluey's Dollar Bucks.
Check this out, Bingo. The Tooth Fairy put a special sticker on here. Wow.
What are you going to spend it on? That's the question.
Often, the creative team sneaks in details across episodes that act as something of a connective thread. but they're subtle, so we only catch them upon rewatching. Take Bluey's Dollar Bucks. In 3 different episodes over the course of 2 seasons, Markets, Dance Mode, and The Quiet Game, the money goes on its own journey. It initially exchanges many hands before ending up with a busker.
Look, Bluey.
Whoa, $5? Thanks, matey.
The next time we see the bill, which we recognize thanks to its distinctive sticker, it's in his hat as he performs. Then it changes owners again as the busker uses it to purchase ice cream. This establishes background continuity, enriching the story. We wonder where the cash will end up next.
$5?
Yeah, I know. $5.
Number 5. Bandit's love of Indiana Jones.
Can we just quickly play that game where we run down the hall and you sing da-na-na-na and you roll the ball down the hall and we jump out of the way?
Oh, you mean Raiders?
Bandit grew up in the 80s and remembers the period fondly, so the decade's movies surely shaped him. You know what franchise got its start in 1981? Yep, Indiana Jones. While it's easily missable, signs that he's a big fan are often woven into the story. Take the game where he's checking everyone's tickets and playfully tosses Bluey onto a beanbag for not having one.
Ticket.
Oh, I don't have one.
No ticket.
That's a nod to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
No ticket.
But wait, there's more. In Yoga Ball, he and the girls play Raiders, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, directly pulling from the scene where Indy evades a boulder. We can't say for certain if Indiana Jones is the reason Bandit became an archaeologist, but it's probably not a coincidence.
Now, please welcome Dr. Bandit Healer, fresh from the field to discuss his latest archaeological discovery.
Number 4. License plates.
Why was that car beeping you?
We don't usually try to decipher the license plates we come across, but when we're watching Bluey, that's exactly what we should be spending time doing, because they're often far from meaningless. The biggest example is the Healers, which is 419HLR. If you familiarize yourself with hex color codes, you'll see that 419 is part of 1 for blue. Naturally, HLR stands for Healer. Put them together and you get a clever allusion to Bluey, Bandit, and other characters' breed. There's also Wendy's plate, which is W3ND73, i.e. her name.
Let's bail, kids. She's not with us.
Bandit!
Woo! Shake it, chilli!
Morning, Wendy!
The show doesn't limit itself to license plates either. Chloe's house number is 101, and she's a Dalmatian. Get it? That's some fantastic attention to detail.
What else is there?
Number 3. Familiar landmarks.
Fair enough.
Bluey is an international hit, but its Aussie identity is represented through the inclusion of various real-life locations, with Brisbane informing much of the Healers and Company's surroundings. For instance, there's a gorgeous view from Chilli and Bandit's balcony, where we see sites like the Story Bridge. The Noosa River and its big pelican also appear to be incorporated in Piggyback.
I wanted to give some of those pine cones to your mum.
Oh, I'll get them.
Then there's the ice cream episode, which is chock full of examples from the Grand Arbor, to the Queensland Performing Arts Centre, to the Wheel of Brisbane, to the Skyline. The list goes on, and the program even goes beyond its own borders in its geographical cues.
Yeah, New Zealand. Have you seen it? It's on your bum. Oh!
Still, it's the kind of thing most of us only notice once we know to look for it. Number 2. The Simpsons References.
Right, I'm calling all the way from Squatters Crag, Australia, and I want to speak to Dr. Bart Simpson right now.
Hold, please.
If we ask you what other series Bluey reminds you of, chances are you won't name The Simpsons off the top of your head. Yet it turns out there are quite a few apparent nods to the latter cartoon in the former. In The Sleepover, a hilariously sleep-deprived muffin proudly proclaims,
"I'm the Flamingo Queen!"
It's hard not to picture Lisa, who is in turn referencing The Doors, pronouncing very similar words when we watch that.
I am the Lizard Queen!
And remember Bentley's plea on the monkey bars?
I'd like to get down now.
We've seen something similar before.
Mrs. Pummelhorst! I'd like to get down now.
Like The Simpsons, Bluey also honors Crocodile Dundee's iconic knife scene.
It's a knife. That's not a knife.
These are just a few examples in a sea of many. And while the parallels can easily fly under the radar, they're too good to ignore.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
That's not a knife, that's a spoon.
All right, you win. I see you've played knifey spoony before.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Lucky's dad. It turns out he has an actual name.
Is it
Lucky's dad, can you give us a hand with something?
Yeah, no worries, Bluey. I didn't know this was the something.
Harden up, Pat.
The Dark Side of the Moon. Who knew Chilli had great taste in music?
Where's my Bluey?
Well, go on. Give your mum a hug. What are you waiting
Dad.
for? Oh, sorry.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Long dogs.
Run your little sausage dog legs. I can't run any faster. Ooh.
Every episode of this Australian hit features at least one of what's known as a long dog, which is exactly what it sounds like.
It out-jumped a huge, hairy...
They vary in shape and color and can be spotted anywhere and everywhere. We're talking by stairs, on a rock, or even amongst veggies at the store. Sometimes their placement makes sense, essentially acting as a toy in areas like playrooms, but they also pop up where you wouldn't expect, like inside a fish tank. Interestingly, tennis balls receive a similar treatment. Not only are the choices fitting since the characters are, dogs, but they add a level of intrigue to the viewing experience. Finding these objects is tricky though, so put on your best detective face.
Oh, but there's not as many of those either.
Wow.
What other subtle details have you noticed in Bluey? Let us know in the comments below.
I thought you said you knew everything.
I do. Ask me a question.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.